Hey, how you doing today? My name is Relia, and thank you so much for stopping by. Today, I wanted to show you something that I just got, and that is a brand new webcam, and it is called the OBSBOT Meet 2, and this thing looks so dang good. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Today, we are going to be taking a look at the OBSBOT Meet 2 4K webcam. So what you're looking at now is not this webcam because it's still in the box, but I want to let you know that this video is sponsored by OBSBOT, and once you see what we're looking at now versus how good this camera looks, you're not even gonna care that this video is sponsored. You're gonna just see the difference. So let's go ahead and jump right in. This thing is an absolute beast. The first time I opened up the box, I was blown away by how tiny this camera is. Look at how small it is compared to my hand. Their slogan is mini in size, mighty in sight, and yo, this thing is really cool. For the price of $129, this thing is gonna be absolutely amazing and blow away like every other webcam that I've tried out so far. It looks so good. So we're gonna plug this in just a second and compare it to a couple of other video cameras that I've got. But first, let's talk about what's in the box. So first off, it comes in 3 different colorways. It comes in cloud white, space gray, and the aurora green. I opted for the space gray just because it fits the aesthetic of what I have going on in the room. I really like that you have the option of the different colors, so in that way it can go with whatever theme your room is. So in the box, other than the camera, there's this really cool magnetic holding plate for the camera. And I'm not gonna lie, the first time I saw this, I was very confused because as you can see, the bottom of the camera has one of these little screw plates, but on the holder for the camera, there's no screw plate. Like, I was so confused. I'm like, how is this gonna go on this? It's magnetic. So when you get to the right spot, it just clicks in. It's just, you can even hear it. I really like that. It actually holds it really well. I thought it was gonna like whatever. And then not only that, if you want to go into vertical mode, you just turn it for however you want it to be, portrait or landscape. I thought that that was a very nice little design. It's not going anywhere. I mean, you'd have to really mess with it. I just like how quickly you can change it. Other than the magnetic stand, you've got a USB-C cord, because you know, you might not have the exact right one. This is going to be like a high data rate transfer cable, so in that way you can get it to your computer very easily. What's also nice is if you don't have a USB-C port on your computer, it comes with a USB-C to USB-A adapter, so it'll work for your computer. You don't have to worry about that part. So USB-C goes into the back of the camera, and then the other end obviously into your computer. The last cool thing in the box is it also comes with a magnetic privacy protector, so you can just pop it on there, comes on, off, easy. I like it. All right, let's go ahead and plug this in. I want to show you how good this camera looks. The OBSBOT camera is ready to go, and here we go, switching over. Boom. Ooh, I'm not gonna lie, it might look like subtle differences, but I think it looks so much better. I wore a black shirt on purpose because I feel like you don't always get the rich in the black when you're using like a lower grade camera, but this is a 4K webcam that's powered by AI, and you'll notice the difference in a couple of different places. First off, let me put these cameras side by side. Over on the left, we've got the Kuro Pro webcam, which is a pretty good webcam, don't get me wrong, but when you compare it to the 4K OBSBOT Meet 2, I honestly like this one better. There's a couple of different places where you'll see that they're different, and part of it is how quickly that the OBSBOT Meet 2 is able to focus in comparison. Like, let's get a zoom in on this mustache. See how much longer on the Kuro it takes to focus and adjust? Look at that. If I put my hands up close to adjust the focus up close and then bring it back, oh, it's night and day. If you're gonna be moving around a decent amount, which that's one of the things that's nice about this camera, is that you can be moving around. It's not gonna be messing around so much with the autofocus. It'll just always be in focus. The next thing I want to test out is the lighting. You can make almost any camera look great if you've got really good lighting. I've got a really big key light over to the back over here. I've got a light down on the floor over here, and I've got a third, even bigger soft light box over to the side, like back over that way. Nobody is really gonna have that much lighting if you're using this camera for like a regular live stream, or if you're using it for meetings or whatever. So let me turn off some of these lights just to show you the difference. Okay, so now I'm in a very low light situation. I've turned off all of the lights in my room except for one key light in the back. Now you can see there's a major difference between the Razer Kiro Pro webcam and the OBSBOT Meet 2. This 4K tiny webcam is so powerful. Like it's like the whole camera must be a sensor or something like that, because it is so tiny, but it's able to pick up such a great quality picture in low light. Look at this, like these glasses are straight green. It just like, I can tell the difference because I know what the colors are supposed to be on the screen, and like the blacks look really black, the green looks green. Like you can tell it's just not super washed out. I really like the way that this camera is doing. It has absolutely impressed me, especially in these low light conditions. The OBSBOT Meet 2 is going to upgrade your streaming experience in 4 different key ways. And the first way is that it's going to give you the Ultra 4K resolution for crystal clear images. And so the specs on this is it's going to allow you to have a high resolution 4K image at 30 frames per second and 1080p at 60 frames per second. So you can make your camera look buttery smooth. And I think that comes across. I mean, you can see how good this thing looks. I'm not gonna lie, I remember spending hundreds of dollars using this Canon T6i. This was my streaming camera for years, and this thing is not nearly as good as the OBSBOT Meet 2. Like, the picture on this is so much better. I mean, you'd have to go look at my old videos. I don't even have the way to put this on my computer now. I wish I had this technology around when I was first getting started. So next up, you've got the upgraded camera technology for low light conditions. So we've already tested this out. The Meet 2 has a 1/2-inch CMOS sensor with an f-stop of a 1.8 aperture. And basically what that means is the aperture gets really, really big to allow in a ton of light. The smaller the f-stop aperture, the more light that can come in. And having it be a 1/2-inch CMOS aperture just means that it can take in a lot of light, and the sensor is really, really big. That's why it looks so great in those low light conditions. I'm not gonna lie, this one piece of technology right here is probably the biggest reason to pick up this camera. I feel like most people aren't gonna be streaming or even want to stream with all of these lights on all at the same time. You can have a nice, comfy, cozy stream in a place where it's not super bright, and you're going to get a great picture quality. So we looked at the autofocus, and the reason why it's so fast is that it's got this phase detection autofocus technology. So apparently the way that this phase detection autofocus technology works is that it can detect a phase change, so probably just changes in whatever's happening on camera, and it will adjust the lens instantly. And so it makes for a really sharp, detailed change whenever it notices that there needs to be a change. I love how quick that is. That is so fast. And last but not least, it's got built-in omni-directional microphones. And so normally I wouldn't ever trust a webcam for my microphone. And I didn't really test this too much ahead of time. So right now you're listening to the camera. This is what the camera sounds like. The Meet 2. Hey, how you doing today? What's up? How does it sound? What do you think? Let me know your honest feedback. How does the camera sound as a microphone? I can't believe they even got omnidirectional microphones in there, but apparently they're in there. And yeah. Obviously, I would not expect that to sound anywhere near as good as this microphone, but we'll see. You let me know what you think. What's really cool is the Meet 2 leverages AI technology for real-time detection, ensuring that you're always perfectly composed in whether you're in landscape or portrait mode with the AI auto framing. So there's a couple of cool little things that they have going on with this. They've got adapt to landscape mode, they've got practical group mode for shooting with multiple people, and they have a way to adapt to portrait mode. I think that's really interesting. I probably won't use those pieces of technology too much because I'm always using OBS Studio for my live streams. I'm always sitting in this one spot. I'm moving around a little bit, but nothing too terribly crazy. If anything, that autofocus and the low light, that's really what I'm using this camera for. But it's cool to know that those pieces of technology are in there in case I want to use this for something else. I just found out that there are Stream Deck controls for your OBSBOT too. So if you're a streamer and you're trying to check out this camera, all you have to do is you click on this little button up here. That'll take you to the Elgato Marketplace. You can then search for OBSBOT, just like that. Come over here, download this bad boy, open it in your Stream Deck, and you've got all of these controls. So you can set your webcam to different things, you can adjust your webcam, and you can reset your webcam. Very cool. So you can reset the contrast, the sharpness, the zoom. So if you want to zoom, oh, I could have some fun with that for sure. Oh man. And so not only that, you can also download the OBSBOT Center, which will then let you play with your camera as much or as little as you want, as far as the wide, medium, narrow. You can play with the image and all that. There's all kinds of different settings that you can play with in here. I'm not going to get that detailed into it. That's not for me. I feel like I'm gonna get lost playing in here, but it looks like there's a lot of really cool things you can do and adjust in there. And I also like that when you press the buttons, it controls it right here. That's really cool. All right, so we went over a lot of different features of the OBSBOT Meet 2. This 4K camera is an absolute beast. I would highly recommend it. Again, link down in the description below. Thank you for watching the video. And yeah, go ahead and leave me some comments and let me know what you thought of the difference between the cameras and such. My name is Relia, and I'll talk to you again more real soon. Thanks. Bye.